Hey everybody, hope everyone's having a great day. Today is Tuesday You Can Use Day, and the topic for today is emotions and I feel statements. Quick outline about emotions and I feel statements. We'll do some check-ins. We'll talk about what emotions are, the different types of emotions, that emotions are okay no matter what, I feel statements, and then some quick examples followed by a challenge, and the best ways to get a hold of me. So quick check-ins, feel good news. Hadley is turning into a great yard helper. So yesterday she would go around and point to all of our dandelion weeds and I would pull them up and then she would throw them in a bucket. It was kind of fun. Media review, we watched The Good Dinosaur and I hated it. It was way too emotional for me. Just so many hard things in such a short movie. It just hurt. If you're up for it, the cinematography was gorgeous, but just a lot of hardship. And the goal of the day for me is to reach out to an old friend who lives in Pittsburgh. He used to be my best friend all throughout high school and most of college, and I haven't gotten to connect with him yet over this social distancing business. So I'm going to give him a call today. So what are emotions? Emotions are very, very complex. There's not really a simple way that I can explain them, but essentially what happens is there's an event that occurs, and then we have a thought, and that thought produces a feeling. So every single point of this chain is necessary. Depending on, if we're asleep and something happens, we don't always, know it. So if we don't have that perception, if we don't feel it, then we aren't going to have an emotion as a result of it. So for example, if we look outside and it's raining, then we might think, oh, no lagoon day, and then I might feel sad. So that's kind of the chain of how emotions work. Something happens, and then we have a thought about it, and then we might feel a certain way. So if we don't pay any attention to the event, we're not going to have an emotion or a feeling because of it. On the other side, we could smell something baking in the kitchen and think, oh, there might be cookies, and then we might feel really, really excited. So that's an oversimplification of what emotions are, but that's pretty much how it works in a nutshell. The problem is these are all impacted by our life experiences. So different people process different events in very different ways based on what we've experienced in the past. So maybe if we smell something baking, if someone maybe had a traumatic experience where their kitchen caught fire, they would have a very different feeling as opposed to someone that thinks they're getting some chocolate chip cookies. Our expectations also impact how we process emotions. So that's things like, wanting to go to lagoon, or maybe we were dreading having to go to, well, let's say a family reunion that was going to be outside and now we can't go. Those expectations are going to change the way that we process the events, think about them, and what feeling we might have. Our mindset also impacts how we feel emotions. So if we look at the same event through two different perspectives or two different mindsets, we might have different emotions. So I know you guys are all, familiar with optimism and the power of yet and growth mindset. So if we have, an assignment where we don't get full credit, maybe we get a 90%. If we look at that from a stagnant mindset, we might say, oh, I didn't get a perfect score. This is terrible. I feel sad about it. Whereas if we look at it from a growth mindset and say, oh man, look how good I did. I got 90% correct. I still have a little bit of room that I can improve too. That totally changes how you feel about the event. And finally, our mood. Sometimes we might just be in a low mood or in a really high mood. And depending on our mood, our feelings are going to be a little bit different. So mood isn't just one specific feeling. It's kind of like this whole how your day is going or how your week is going or even how your month is going. But it can impact how your feelings are expressed. In terms of the types of emotions, there's 6 to 8 basic core emotions depending on who you talk to. These are disgust, love, fear, anger, sadness, happiness, and surprise. And again, depending on who you talk to, there might be 1 or 2 different basic core emotions. But then as you radiate from these core emotions, you might see up to 30 different specific emotions, things like worried or confused or lonely. Those are sort of the next level. And then you can even go further than that. I didn't in this slide, but you can go further in that and see hundreds of different micro emotions as well. And all emotions are okay. This is a really important point and slide that I want to bring home to you guys. It's easy to think that we should always be happy and never be mad or sad. In TV shows and in all the movies that we watch, everyone always portrays happy as being the best emotion or the emotion that you should feel. And that's not true. You need to feel all of the different emotions in order to be a complete person. There are times when you should feel sad, when you should be angry or worried. That's okay. It's okay to feel that way. It's what you do with that feeling that really matters, or how you act when you are sad, or how you act when you are angry. That's what's really important. Not to never feel sad or angry or mad. It's more, what do you do when you are feeling this way? Moving into I feel statements, these are really just good ways to communicate what you're feeling with somebody else without expecting them to read your mind. I really like this particular model because it gets all of the basics covered. It gets what you're feeling out with your emotion. It gets the reason out, so why you're feeling that way. And it also gets a solution on the board. The solution is probably the hardest thing to come up with, but if you can come up with that whole statement, then that really makes it easier for other people to understand where you're coming from and try to help you in terms of getting what you need or getting what you want. So a couple quick examples. I feel excited because I'm going to talk to my friend Brandon and I really want him to answer. Another one is I feel worried because Hadley cut her lip when she fell and I want her to feel better. Or I feel angry because I'm not able to get Hulu Live, which means I'm not able to watch a TV show that I really want, so I need to subscribe to it. So all of these are ways to let people know this is what I'm feeling, this is why, and here's a really good solution that I can come up with. There's not always going to be a great solution for I need to subscribe to it, like maybe I didn't have enough money to do so, or maybe I had already maxed out on how many things I wanted to be a subscriber of, but at least it's a starting point. Another one, I feel trusted because Kayla is letting me take care of Holden, and I really want to do a good job. So oftentimes the solution should try to match what the feeling is. So if it's a positive feeling like excited or trusted, that's something that maybe you just want something to come out of it, as opposed to if you're angry, then that might be more of a I need something to happen. I don't think I need to read through the rest of them. You guys can read through them. What I really do want you to do is take some time to come up with your own I feel statements. So you've got examples up there in front of you. So right now, just think to yourself, I feel what? Happy, sad, bored, eager, worried, anxious, sleepy, whatever you feel. So I feel that way because of some reason. Okay, and then once you think of the reason that you feel that way, what do you need to do from here? So if you feel bored and you don't want to feel that way anymore, what can you do to change things up? Can you go for a walk? Can you maybe get a snack? Go to a different room? Just what can you do right now if you want or need that emotion to change or that feeling to change? Last up, my challenge of the day is to come up with 3 different I feel statements for yourself. You can tell them to someone else, you can tell them to your parents, tell them to your siblings, tell them to your friends, or not. Don't even worry about it. I just want you to get used to the skill of coming up with an I feel statement. And sometimes even telling it to yourself, saying it out loud, or imagining yourself say it out loud to you, it can be powerful too. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in whatever we're feeling that we're not able to take that bird's eye view or that other perspective and see, oh man, I am really stressed out because I've got so much work to do and it's already almost the end of the day and I really need to get things done. So it can be very validating and very helpful just to say it to yourself too. Pick a few different types of emotions or feelings and remember that whatever you're feeling, it is okay to feel that way. Last up, best ways to get in touch with me. I really do, I'll reiterate, that is not my personal cell phone number for the text. It's a Google Voice number, so don't feel like you're bothering me or annoying me. I really do want to hear from you guys. So if you've got a movie review, video game review, something amazing that you cooked or ate this past week. Really anything. I am just eager to hear from you guys. I hope you're all doing well. Take care.